Okay, let's talk about the uncomfortable truth about learning styles and how they don't actually exist. Hi, I'm Rachel, a second-generation homeschooling mom to 5 kids. And if you've seen any of my content before, you've probably heard me say, find your child's learning style. And you may even have heard my testimonies of how I swore it helped us find better curriculum. But if I'm being honest, after deep diving and doing some actual research and finding out that learning styles don't actually exist, I can look back and say, okay, when I was finding that out, it actually helped open my mind to other curriculum and maybe even curriculum that I didn't think we would ever use. So let's get into where learning styles actually came from. So learning styles weren't actually handed down from like neuroscience or brain scans or anything. They came from educational psychologist theories in the 1970s and 1990s. Researchers really trying to explain like brain preferences, but not brain wiring. And really, learning styles became adapted and used as a teacher tool, not a scientific rule. And actually, I think it was a school inspector from New Zealand that just made up all of these learning styles: kinesthetic, auditory, visual, and reading, writing. People loved it and they went with it. But the thing is, you're going to find a lot of inconsistencies because you will hear that people typically have more than one learning style. Could be 2, could be 3. They'll have a more dominant learning style. And while these are natural traits from their natural personality, so one person may enjoy reading better or perform better by writing essays, and somebody else doesn't, it's just part of their core personality. And there's no strong scientific evidence that proves teaching to a child's specific preferred learning method actually improves the outcome of whatever it is they're learning. The brain doesn't process information in an isolated lens like that. So why would we ever believe it? The truth of the matter is, learning is its strongest when multiple senses are engaged all at once, really. So why do learning styles feel so real? Well, like I said, it kind of boils down to someone's core personality trait. Me, I'm an ENTJ. I can think quick on my feet. I am a commander. I take charge of a situation, and I work best when things are organized. Now, I would tell you I'm a visual auditory learner, but honestly, it's just the way my brain is wired to think quickly, see what's happening, and adjust quickly to make sense of it, because my brain loves to make sense of things. So kids absolutely have comfort zones, strengths, temperaments, sensory needs, but that doesn't mean that my child is only an auditory learner, so visual won't work. Like that just doesn't work like that. But really, a preference, your personality trait, it kind of tells you where to start. Where are you going to gravitate to? Where are your children gravitating to? Do they like a curriculum because they just really like that subject and they click with it? Or do they like it because they love the way the curriculum teaches? It's laid out and they understand it really well. Instead of searching for their homeschool style or their learning style, you really need to focus on a way that just helps them click. And a lot of curriculum will come with free online trials or free printables you can try. Try it before you buy, before you make the commitment. What really matters more than learning styles? The subjects itself. Phonics has to be seen and heard. Math, you gotta practice it. Writing, you have to actually write and practice. Practice makes better. Repetition across multiple senses, multiple ways, multiple modes, if you will. Maturity and development will come the more you do these subjects and the more comfortable you get with teaching and your child gets with learning. We have to stay consistent. And as homeschooling parents, we can feel a weight on our shoulders and feel like the world is telling us we're doing too much for our kids, or we're not homeschooling for this rigorous schedule. And you don't have to have a rigorous schedule. You just have to be consistent. Like I just said, consistency is key, and your child will get it. It will click. And you know what? If you're working yourself to the bone and they are just not getting it, that is when it's time to switch things up. Throw that curriculum out the window, not literally, just put it on the shelf, and find something new. Find a different way to help your child understand. Learning styles aren't real in the way that the internet sells it, but learning strengths are real, and wise parents will use them. You know your child best. You know your child's strengths and weaknesses and personality. So use that to your advantage. And maybe, just maybe, your homeschool days will be a little bit smoother.